Hey, my beautiful people. My name is Ifama. Welcome to my channel. Right now, I am getting ready to make some ground turkey burgers. I'm just cutting up my garlic and my onions. I'm gonna put inside the burger because I like my burgers like that for some reason. I always have. So it's just so good to me. Anyways, but I was just thinking to myself about the last video I recorded talking about toxic friendships and relationships. And I just had an idea to do like a little continuation of it. Excuse me, I got like classical music playing on in the background. Um, I tend to listen to it if I feel a little overstimulated at times or anxious. I don't know. It just helps relax me. So that's what you hear in the background. But back to what I was saying, I just got an idea to do a continuation of the last video I did. So I'm going to be talking about signs that may show that you're experiencing a toxic connection, whether it be a friendship or a relationship. So let's get into it. So I've had my fair share of toxic relationships and friendships. And one of the most common things I've noticed in those connections were, I don't want to say that they were self centered, but I would say that they were usually more for self, which is not a bad thing. You are supposed to be for yourself. But it becomes toxic when that person wants the people around them to be for them, only for them as well. So I guess what I'm saying is they want you to make them the center of your world. So basically like catering to them, catering to their needs, dropping everything to be there for them despite what you have going on. Um just really getting you to a place or having you in a place where you feel like you have to put them first before yourself. And that's one thing I've always experienced with people that, end up being uh, that's one thing I experienced with people that ended up turning into a toxic dynamic, because I'm not going to say they were toxic. No, it takes two for a relationship to be toxic. So I could just say, oh, they're the toxic one. No, I was toxic too. Okay. But yeah, that's one thing I've noticed. And I was allowing that to happen because I was a people pleaser and I wasn't clear on what my needs were. And because I wasn't clear on what my needs were, I was always sacrificing them. So that just had me in dynamics where I was a doormat. So I feel like that's a common sign, is being around people that expect you to put them before yourself always. And if you can't, they tend to either become very manipulative with you, or they become a little bit dangerous. And it don't even have to just be physical, like mentally and emotionally dangerous. I would say another common sign I've experienced with connections that ended up being toxic, um, I would say they were usually very rushed in the beginning. And like this, even with friendships too. Because I know most people experience this with relationship, like romantic relationships, but this can also happen in friendships. And one thing I've noticed is that if it's very rushed, that means that there is something that's trying to be overcompensated, right? And so when something is rushed, it includes a lot of love bombing, a lot of um false attachment, uh false sense of security. Hold on, let me get my ground turkey. Oh, and I need my gloves too, I forgot. But yeah, false sense of security, false connection. And so when something is rushed, right? When a relationship or connection is rushed, you are not allowing yourself the time to truly get to know someone. I'm sorry, but you can't really know someone in a few weeks because we are just so complex people. As humans, we are very complex. We don't just, you know, humans are very complex. So it takes time to really, truly get to know someone. And I find that in those types of connections where you don't really truly get to know them, it's like that leaves space to create an idolized version of them, right? And this is for both, on both ends. And when you idolize somebody, you're not allowing yourself to truly see them for who they are. And the human mind likes to fill in gaps. So, and sometimes we fill in gaps with things that are unrealistic, that are not real. So when that happens and you feel like you have an idea of somebody or who someone is, and then something happens where it kind of blindsides you. But then if you really think about it, you were never blindsided. They always been that person. You're just now seeing that side of them, you know? So when that happens, I feel like that's what can also turn a connection toxic, because then now you may feel like you need to change someone, or you may feel like this person is a bad person due to a certain expectation or an idolized version you had of them in your head because you didn't really know them. And now you both are probably placing